Self-development and personal growth have become increasingly popular in today's world and today's society, which I think is incredible. It shows that people are beginning to really value their mental health, their physical health, starting to value self-awareness and just becoming better versions of themselves. But on the flip side of this, with its rising popularity, there's also a growing pressure to do self-development or personal growth the right way by following certain routines or trends or just advice that may not fit everyone. And I made a TikTok video about this a few days ago. And if you don't follow me on TikTok, you can follow me over there at samwisebroad_. I'll link it in the description of this video. But I made a video talking about this. And let me just say this before I actually get into this recording. I'm going to start becoming more aware and getting better at figuring out where my audience is coming from. If you're currently watching this on YouTube, I hope you've subscribed. Thank you for watching. This is technically the podcast. This is the Presence of Being podcast. I'll also link this in the description, but you're able to listen to these episodes on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. So if you don't have Wi-Fi or whatever, like if you don't want to watch this on YouTube, you can listen to this. Maybe you're going for a walk or you're going to work or commuting or driving or whatever. Like you can listen to this on Spotify or Apple as well. And for those of you who also don't know, I have a TikTok. That's probably where a majority of my audience comes from. And I made a video a few days ago talking about this specific topic, which is how growth is a personal thing. And I wanted to expand on it and make a proper episode / YouTube video talking about this because I think it's really important that people really understand the fact that growth is personal. And just to tie back to what I was talking about before, it's great that it's becoming more popular, but there is a pressure to do things a certain way. And self-development, personal growth is personal. And what works for one person may not work for another person. What works for you may not work for someone else, and that's perfectly okay. There's no universal formula or perfect path that people need to follow in order to better themselves. And people overcomplicate the process by chasing perfection or by comparing themselves to other people or trying to do everything at once. And it's just it's very limiting that way. There is no one book you need to read. There's no one podcast episode that you need to listen to. There's no one routine that you need to follow in order to make progress. If you feel like you are constantly stressing out or constantly comparing yourself to other people, comparing where you're at to where someone else is at, comparing what you're doing to what someone else is doing, maybe you feel like you're not doing enough or you're just not doing it right, then you might be approaching your self-development or growth not in the best of ways. The best thing that you could possibly be doing, in my opinion, is just getting a little bit better every single day. And of course, that sounds cliche, but there is so much truth to that. Focus on the step that you are taking right here, right now, in the present moment. Be intentional and just do the best that you can. And at the same time, whatever it is you're working on, whether you're trying to reach a specific vision or goal that you have in mind, or you're just trying to get better generally, maybe you're trying to grow and get better in all areas and in all avenues of life. Keep that goal or vision in your heart, close to your heart, and just keep it to yourself. Start to simplify your approach when it comes to your growth and your overall self-improvement or self-development. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing on their own journey, on their own path. And if that means you have to get offline, then get offline for a little bit. Your journey of getting better and growing really has nothing to do with anyone else. It has to do with you and you only. It has to do with you and you growing and becoming a better version of yourself. It's about learning to grow, not coming from a place of lack, but coming from a place of wholeness. knowing that you're already good as you are and you're choosing to grow, you're choosing to get better, because the idea of growth, the idea of becoming the best version of yourself or reaching your full potential is exciting to you. You may know right now that you're not reaching your full potential, but you know that if you stay committed to yourself, if you stay committed to your goal, your vision, there most definitely is a certain level that you can get to. And if you continue to put yourself in uncomfortable positions in order to grow, you're capable of doing anything. I know I have the opportunity to make incredible things happen if I just continue to take action and continue to put one foot in front of the other. And I continue to just remain true to myself and be myself. And I'm willing to put myself in uncomfortable positions, which, by the way, is different for everyone. Maybe you want to start a brand or a business, and you know that in order to grow that effectively, you may have to start putting yourself out there and creating content. So you put yourself in an uncomfortable position because you're an introvert, and you start making content to build that brand, to build that community. That's you putting yourself in an uncomfortable position. Maybe you have a fitness goal. You want to gain muscle or lose weight. So you go to the gym. You go to the gym consistently. You go to the gym multiple times a week. In order to reach that goal, you're putting yourself in an uncomfortable position because maybe you're a beginner on your fitness journey. And it's going to be intimidating going to the gym and seeing more advanced people, more experienced people at the gym. But you go because you have that goal, you have that vision. You put yourself in uncomfortable positions in order to grow. It's only uncomfortable because it's new, but you learn and you grow. Apply this to whatever your goal is, whatever your vision is. The main takeaway is that you're willing to put yourself in an uncomfortable position, and I'm willing to take action because I care about myself. I value myself, and I genuinely deep down care about my growth. Once you figure out what it is you want and you're intentional, live in the moment and put one foot in front of the other. Try your best every single day. That's your journey. That's the pathway. Don't worry about anybody else. Live in the moment and try to get better every day. And again, it's personal. Your best may look different than someone else's best. I mentioned this in the TikTok video. I'm just expanding on what I said there. But if all you have is 30% one day or 40% one day, you may not have 100% to give every single day. That's normal. But if all you have to give is 30% or 40% and you give that 30 or 40%, you're technically still giving 100% because you're giving all that you can give. And if you're going to bed knowing that you gave everything that you possibly could give on that particular day, you should be proud of yourself for that. That should motivate you. That should give you confidence to continue to move forward because you genuinely care and you're doing everything that you possibly can. You gave that honest effort. That's real growth. And it honestly has nothing to do with anybody else. It really does just come down to simplifying your approach. Are you getting better? Are you trying your best? And how much are you giving to your own growth? Like, improvement isn't about checking off a certain list of trendy habits that you see other people are following or routines or whatever. It's just about being present, being honest with yourself, putting in the effort, and making progress in a way that aligns with your life, not someone else's life. Making progress in a way that aligns with your goals, your vision, not someone else's. Growth is personal. Stop comparing yourself to everyone else. Just to quickly wrap up here before I end this recording, if you enjoyed this, DM me on Instagram at Presence of Being and let me know your thoughts. If you have any comments or questions, you can also DM me on TikTok at samwisebroad_. I will link both of those, the Instagram and the TikTok, in the description of this video. If you haven't yet left a positive review on the podcast, if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple, if you enjoyed listening, leaving a positive review would definitely help and mean a lot. And if you are watching this on YouTube, subscribing also does a lot, liking, commenting, all of that stuff. So thank you in advance. And if you want to support what we're building here at Presence of Being, you can go to presenceofbeing.co and grab a hat. That would also mean the world to me. You can rock a Presence of Being hat and just represent the fact that you're about living more presently and living in the moment, which is an incredible thing. I wear mine every single day. So thank you again for being here. Hope you're having an incredible day. And I will see you in the next recording very, very soon.